He's showing out, that's why we flexing.
That's where it started.
Yo, we are back. Episode 68, not the nice episode. If you know when people equate nice to 69, just, that's why our head's at. No, I'm kidding. But episode 68 of Not the Same Podcast sports show hosted by Rob. He just got that joke.
Nah, I caught it when you said it. I was just like, I'm gonna be good tonight.
Episode 68 is not 69. The graphics are wrong. If you're offended by that, I am sorry. We're gonna use the same ones next week. Look, welcome back to another Not the Same Podcast. Hello to our sis, Miss Reese. Hello to our sis, Miss C from Sports Talk with C, our sister.
West Side was
also
good
West
with
Side
you.
in the building, Mr. G in the building, you know what I mean? D Winder always. We appreciate you, sis. Everybody sliding through. We love everyone. We love everyone. Listen, evening one words. That's right, Mr. G. That's right. All right, listen. We need y'all to do something for us right now. If you are watching us live right now on the Not the Same Podcast YouTube or the MTMV YouTube or on Facebook, all of those places, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you have not subscribed to the Not the Same Podcast, please go ahead and subscribe today, not tomorrow, today with TAH day. You know what I mean? Today. And go ahead and hit that notification bell. If you have already hit the notification bell, do not hit it again because you will be unnotified of what's going on. So don't do that. Don't do that. So, yeah, go ahead and hit that like button. While we say hit the like button, while we harp on it, is to get the YouTube algorithm to rolling for us brothers. You know what I mean? So y'all can get some of these good sport talk with your sports loving self. All right, bro.
Sports loving self. Shout out to our rebroadcasters, man. Live Show TV, Takeover, the Takeover, Praise 365 Radio, Parable Radio, RYC Praise News, His Hop Radio Network or podcast, and the 520 Collective. So we just want to say thank you for all the rebroadcasters, and thank you for, I think somebody must have heard me. Thank you for tagging us when you replaying your replays because we be wanting to share it because we wasn't sure. We still was shouting y'all out regardless.
Just in case y'all trying to pull a fast one on a one word and be like getting free pub and you ain't doing that, but no, they is doing so. So big salute to those guys.
Big salute to the rebroadcasters, man. Y'all know it's all in love when we talking noise. What up, Just James? What's poppin', man?
Just James, good to see you, brother. Hey, man, before we even get started, salute to my guy, Just James, because your team is locked in to either third or second place because y'all might catch us. And no, we don't know. Hey, big salute to y'all, man. Respect the Sacramento Kings, man.
Sacramento Kings, man. Sacramento Kings. It's been a long time.
They've been screwed since the Lakers screwed them a million years ago. They ain't been right since.
Man. When Shaq
them Doug Christie,
it was a wrap.
Back in them Doug Christie, Stojakovic days. Got screwed that long ago, and they ain't been right in years. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, let's get into what's popping. Somebody tell me what's popping. What's poppin'? That's in my head again. Anyway, all right, man, what's poppin'? Number one, college news, the championship results. We're talking about the championship results for the women's and the men's. All right.
And the men's.
And the man's, your man's them. You know what I mean? We're going to start with the man's because that's going to be the shortest one. Normally, the man's are more interesting, but the men's championship was what you call a blowout. A stomping, gangster walking, Peter rolling.
All that good stuff. But we're going to give you the stats anyway. So, UConn men, they did beat the San Diego State Aztecs 76-59 to win their fifth national championship on the men's side. We know the women dominated forever back in the day.
Yes, sir.
Listen, man, UConn, even though the championship was boring, they beat every team in the tourney by at least 12 to include a 28 stomping of Gonzaga, and you know what I'm saying, in the elite when they was in the elite eight, and they also became the first team to win a championship after being unranked in the preseason. So shout out to UConn for it. I went to sleep. I was looking at the back of my eyelids. I didn't even watch the game.
I watched about 15 minutes of it. Two people stand out for me for UConn. It's a dude named Sunoco, an African brother. Cock Deezy. He swole. He nice. And this dude named Hawkins. He is like Richard Hampton reincarnated, but 3-point version. Remember Rip Hamilton came around the down screens? Yeah, he was mid-range. He didn't do the threes. He do the exact same thing that Rip did, except he does the threes. His three is wet, super wet. You know what I mean? Fun fact. So, as we move into the women's championship, there was a star player by the name Miss Angel Reese. You know, she really won the star of that game, but she's one of the main people for LSU as well as Caitlin Clark for Iowa. One of the good players for UConn is cousins with Angel Reese.
Yeah, I know,
the Hawkins
man.
guy. So the guy that was
crazy.
kind of playing like Rip Hamilton. It's crazy. Small world, bro.
They say the cookout gonna be lit. 2 national champions at the cookout. But speaking of the women, super lit. Speaking of the women's side, shout out to LSU, man. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody thought they was gonna do any of this. They stomped a mud hole, in my opinion. They 102 to 85 to Iowa. Look, we all thought Iowa was going to beat after they beat South Carolina, it was going to be like UConn. We knew when UConn made it, it was like, okay, it's theirs to lose. And that's what we thought about Iowa. You dig what I'm saying? Like Caitlin playing the way she playing. Well, guess what? They lost. So shout out to
they did.
Shout out to LSU, and I'll talk more about that when I stand on my soapbox.
Yeah, on the game itself, man, it was a very good game. I think LSU was dominant from the get-go. You know what I mean? Now, Caitlin Clark still handled the business. She had over 30. You know what I mean? But I don't know if y'all remember, me and Rob talked about this offline, off the show, but if y'all remember the national championship between Gonzaga and Baylor Bears about 2 or 3 years ago, and what you saw was what you called hoopers and goons versus private school kids. And that's what that looked like. You know what I mean? Iowa looked like a bunch of private school kids with 2 hoopers. Not just Caitlin Clark. It was the big girl down low. She was kind of chunky. She had game. I don't know what her name was. She fouled out at the end. I can't remember her name. She was nice, and Caitlin Clark was nice. Everybody else was role players. But LSU, everybody had a crossover. Everybody had a step back. Everybody had a J. Everybody had what you call the Euro step, man. All of them girls was hoopers.
They were on fire because you know what I really feel like with that game and what I loved about it. LSU came in with a chip on their shoulder because they knew the entire country, all of college basketball,
was going
male
for
or
Iowa.
Female side was going for Iowa because they just figured LSU and not Iowa just beat South Carolina. South Carolina took care of LSU with no issues during the regular season. So they didn't see, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, it's all about Iowa. Yeah. And not the case.
No, not at all.
Not the case.
Salute to the young lady. Her name was Carson. She had the blonde hair. I think she was 5 for 5 from 3 in the first half. And I think she was 6 for 5 to end the game, something like that. But she went off buckets, big time buckets. And I'm especially saluting her because she was born and raised in the city where I'm from. Memphis. 10, salute to her. But, hey, she was hooping. I knew she was different. I could tell by the way she talked at the end. I said, okay, yeah, she from Memphis. You know, she sound more Memphis than me. All right, moving right along.
She wasn't Glorilla Memphis, but she did sound more Memphis than you.
Yeah, she wasn't Glorilla Memphis, but yeah, she was Memphis. But yeah, man, Jasmine, thank you, C. Yeah, Jasmine, she 22 points. Hey, she 22 was hooping.
Yeah,
she was nice, man. And look, before we move on, man, I was so impressed with that game. You know, a lot of times, and I know C can speak to this, a lot of times the women's basketball kind of gets pushed to the side like it's not worth it. Look, dog, 10 million people watched that game. Yeah. That's more than the men's. That's more than all the NBA playoff games last year. That's more than some of the football games. That's more than some of the big college football games. Look, people was tuned in. Now, it's because they had stars. Now, one of the stars, Caitlin Clark, listen, we can't take nothing away from her. She is a star. That girl is a dog. She is a dog. She is a hooper, man. Like, period. And one thing I was noticing, you know, everyone that plays college basketball, men's or women's, and especially women's, are not athletic. Caitlin is. And when I mean athletic, I'm not talking about dunking. I'm talking about quicks. Like, she quick. You know what I mean? She ain't just got that jumper. She'll blow by your butt in a minute. You know what I mean?
Heartbeat, bro.
And she'll dime that joint. You know,
she got layups.
She got layups. You know what I mean? And for LSU, it's like they whole team athletic. All of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
even the heavier set one, the light skin, I can't think of her name. She was even moving, man. So it was a good game. Like, I really enjoyed the game.
And the crazy thing, Jasmine Carson was not a starter. She's off the bench because one of the starters was in foul trouble. Look at that. Like, game of her life, you know. So, man, big salute, man. That was very entertaining, man. And I've been paying more attention to WNBA anyway, but women's college basketball just better. Number one, and we'll move on. I'm sorry, I got to harp on this. Why does the men's basketball is the only team that does 2 halves? Like,
Yeah.
that's the only sport that does 2 halves. Even women's basketball has 4 quarters. High school basketball has 4 quarters. The NBA has 4 quarters. Overseas has 4 quarters. But only the good old boy dummy men's basketball got these 2 20-minute halves, this long shot clock. Just, anyway. All right, bro. My bad. It irked me a little bit.
Forever long shot. 48 seconds. You got
Yeah, come
48
on,
seconds.
Yeah, so you just literally sit on the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dean Smith basketball back in the day if you a old-time college fan. All right, NBA news. The owners and players agree to a new CBA.
Yeah, man.
That happened over the weekend.
Tentative
What's up, Miss
7-year
Mac?
deal.
My bad, bro.
Some of the things that popped off in this deal, it includes a mid-season tournament, which would give each player on the winning team $500,000. Players would have to play a minimum of 65 games in order to get a major award. So all that you hurt half the season, but still come back and get Defensive Player of the Year or something like that, and X'd out. A new luxury tax, which would be $17.5 million, more than the current tax. Now, this is a big one. Marijuana being removed from the anti-drug testing. You're about to see a lot of happy one words on the court. You hear me? I already think Ingram be high every game anyway, but
I don't think they didn't test for the last 5 years. I'm gonna be honest. Ever since COVID, I think they put them tests up.
Tests gone, but marijuana is being removed. High school players will still have to either go overseas to G League or college for at least 1 year. The one and done
that was a shocking part.
That was shocking because I thought it also showed me that LeBron's stardom is not what I thought it was with the NBA, because LeBron was pushing for it to be that way so he can play with Bronny next year. Now that Bronny has to go to either the G League or to a college, LeBron gonna have to stay around another year. So it won't be hard, man. LeBron's different. No, he not, but LeBron different. So he'll probably play another 2 or 3 years in order to play with his son. He'll get what he wants. And that's the gist of everything of the CBA. The good stuff. It's some little small stuff that none of us really care about, but that's the good stuff.
One last thing about college, I meant to mention this, and I had it in my head. Do not forget this. I did forget it. Jim Nantz called his last game for the championship game, and that is the voice you hear all the time on the men's championship game saying, "Hello, friends." He always, he's in all the commercials with Charles Barkley, them, but he's a legend in broadcasting, so, hey, salute to him. You know what I mean? Bronny going to Australia. He might. Ain't no telling.
He might. If he go, this is what I'll say, and I'm not hating on Bronny. I think Bryce is better than Bronny from what I've been seeing on highlights. And he's taller, so that gives him an advantage. But if Bronny goes to college and don't have a good year, I think he'll be exposed. Bronny is going to have to go overseas somewhere and hide.
They can hide him.
You can't go G League and you can't go to college.
Otherwise, G League gonna be worse than college because you playing grown man. People trying to get a check. Yep.
Yeah. So we'll see what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because it happened to D Wade's son, Zaire. Like, Zaire went to the G League and we ain't heard from Zaire. He probably playing in Zaire.
This boy's stupid. All right, next subject, the NFL news. One quick thing. The Pats are willing to move Mac Jones. I heard this today on Sports Talk Radio. Mac Jones? The Pats are willing to move Mac Jones. I hear that because of the rookie they had last year. I can't remember the guy's name. Westside, I know you football aficionado. Let me know. I forgot the rookie they signed, but he seemed to be a little bit better than Mac Jones, so to speak. So Bill Belichick kind of willing to move him because when Mac Jones came back after, Mr. G, you are a Patriots fan. Have you heard this, that the Pats are willing to move Mac Jones? We'll see. But anyway, so when Mac Jones came back, there was kind of some few discrepancies with Mac Jones getting his star position back because the backup was decent. Yeah, Zappy. Zappy was playing pretty good, and they didn't want to let Mac Jones back. So now I hear through the grapevine they're willing to move him. Yeah, thank you, Westside. Go ahead, bro.
I will say this: they were also entertaining getting Lamar Jackson for a hot second. So that makes sense.
Mr. G just said that. That's crazy. Y'all should. I think y'all should.
Yeah,
Lamar's a beast.
Yeah, they also was trying to go get Lamar. So it's kind of messed up for Jones because Jones was doing good. Like, I felt like
his rookie year was nice.
He was a good football manager. No, he wasn't
game
Burrow.
Yep.
He was a good game manager. He wasn't Burrow or some of the other folks, but I thought he was doing decent. You dig?
Yeah.
So,
Kraft turning up
yeah.
the heat on Belichick. I heard that,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I did hear that. And I think Kraft is like this. Look, I'm old, you better fix it. You know what I mean? Like you'll be up out of here.
Right.
You know.
All right, last thing, Major League Baseball news. Last week was opening day. We did not say nothing about it last week, so hey, salute to Major League Baseball. The Cardinals, I think they started out with I think they had a series with the Blue Jays. I don't know if they won.
Yeah.
I think they lost the first game.
We lost by one. We lost 10-9 on the first game opening
because it was like
day.
it was a long game because the big deal was the pitch clock, and everybody was happy about it because the games was averaging about 2 hours and 36 minutes, except for our game because extra innings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, extra innings popped off. But I will say this, man. Aaron Judge picked up where he left off. He hit a home on his first at bat. So we'll see what happens. Baseball. I think I'm going to pay a little more attention. I'm not really a big baseball. I think I'm going to pay a little bit more attention because I can deal with your last hour. I can't deal with 3-4 hours. You know what I mean? And then if you got a doubleheader, baseball sometimes can get so boring during the regular season. I love playoffs, but regular season, it's to the point like when the only thing on is baseball, like I'll watch a cornhole tournament before I watch baseball. And there's no knock to it. It's slow paced. Now, when you go, it's a whole different game. But watching it on the TV is I just can't do it, my brother.
Yeah, especially you get these box joints like when me and you went that one time. Woo. Brother,
I'm never going again. I went from the seats where you can look over and see the highway to down where it's all you can eat. You can
basically
see
in the pitcher's box. Yeah, it hit different. It hit different. You know what I mean? All right, man, we're going to get into our Soapbox segment.
Soapbox.
This is our Soapbox segment where me and Rob give our thoughts on particular subjects or things going on in the real world. Normally it's me talking about whatever's on my mind. Normally it's Rob talking about sports situations. But we both we both have 2 minutes to get whatever is on our mind or whatever's on our chest off our chest real quick. By tradition, I always let my brother Rob go first. My brother, is you ready?
You know it. Look,
Let's
man.
get it.
I've been giving women's basketball its props since it returned from COVID. Before then, I really wasn't a big women's basketball, but after COVID, we got into it because we started this show. I mean, the WNBA been on point, more competitive every year. It's more competitive than ever. Trades going on, free agencies, it's just different. I even had a soapbox where I said the marketing team for the WNBA needs to market it to everyone and stop going to a certain group of people or a particular group in order for it to go. Now, women's college ball is growing up right before our eyes. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, you had two teams that everybody knew about. UConn with Coach G and Tennessee with Pat Summitt. We knew those were the teams. The last couple of years, the women's basketball has gotten better with 4 quarters. Like my man said a minute ago, it's competitive play for more than just 3 or 4 squads. It's open. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the likes of Dawn Staley and her Gamecocks, Caitlin Clark breaking every single record you could possibly think of. And then we saw 10 million people watch the national championship. 10 million, Craig.
Yes, sir.
That was a 103% jump from last year's championship between the Gamecocks, South Carolina, and UConn. So that's to say something. All this positive momentum. And then you get these folks who don't watch women's basketball, who still think it's back in the day, and now all of a sudden they see the competitiveness, the trash talking, the you know what I'm saying, the attitudes and all the stuff that happens when you play sports, folks.
That's right.
When you play, when me and C on opposite teams, we talking noise.
It's not friendly.
Up, you dig what I'm saying? We ain't about to fight, but for you to go and I'm gonna go over. But for somebody who used to be a sports broadcaster to call a young lady a effing idiot because she's doing this.
Nah, call it out. Keith Olbermann. What's wrong with you, my guy? You was on ESPN.
I couldn't
That's his name, Keith Olbermann.
Yeah, now I understand why he off. But for you to be like, you're villainizing these players, the black players, because they're celebrating and it's competitive. You know what I'm saying? Calling them, they're thugs, and it's like being in a bar fight. They don't play the game pure. Let me tell y'all something. Rebecca Lobo, all them UConn players, the Candace Parkers, when they were down in Tennessee, they were beating people up. But y'all didn't like it. Y'all don't like it because of what you're seeing nowadays. and they turned this situation, which was beautiful, in the media. I'm blaming the media, and I know I'm a part of it.
100%.
But I'm blaming the media because you took a competitive game. Everything was perfect, and then turned it into a black versus white type thing. Now we're looking at the situation where it was the black kids versus the white kids. Everybody wanted the white kids to win, and you wanted these heathens, these thugs, these I don't know what it was, man. But we got to do a better job, man. Women's basketball had all the lights shining. I mean, this was the biggest moment, and their own media shot themselves in the foot with this tomfoolery, man. And that's my soapbox.
I'm with you. No. We ain't stopped. Part of my soapbox is on yours. I'm with you. We go tag team this joint. And to say with this, it is pure D trash that happened. It should have never happened. And listen, man, for my white delegation of people, I have nothing against you. My church is like 80%. I have nothing against other races. Go hang out with some black people, please. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that don't look like you is not a thug. Everybody that got long nails is not a thug. If a woman has big eyelashes because she like the eyelashes, you know who else wear big eyelashes? White people. You know who else who wear weave in their head? White people. You know who got the idea from weave in their head? We got it from white people. It was called extensions. Come on, man. Like, don't do these young ladies like this. They acting like she's a thug, like she got a gun in her purse and all that because she got some swag. Caitlin Clark had all the swag. Caitlin Clark was not mad at her. Why are you?
Nope.
Caitlin Clark said it was no problem. She said it's basketball. Caitlin Clark even said, no, we shouldn't go to the White House. I don't hear of teams that lose go to the White House. What type of stuff is this? This is foolishness. You know what I mean? This is foolishness. And I know Westside say the South Carolina coach. She started out this. No, she held up a microphone glass to what was going on. She didn't start it. The media started this. That's right. Don Staley. The media started this, and it shows the true hearts of people. Because, like Rob said, the same person, I say his name because he apologized, Keith Olbermann, said, I don't even watch basketball. Then what is you commenting for?
Yeah.
Right? So tell me that you got some closet brown people issues without saying it. Just go on and say it then. Because that means you saw a young black woman in a young white woman's face that seemed like she's so innocent. You know what I'm saying? She's so innocent, like she ain't never did nothing. Stop it. Did y'all see the Louisville game? What she did to the Louisville team? And look, I love Caitlin Clark. She is awesome. I'll be watching her next year. No problems.
Right.
But if Caitlin Clark ain't got a problem with her and Angel Reese ain't got a problem with Caitlin Clark, why do you? I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, I just don't like the way they trying to make it like women's sports supposed to be softer and more feminine.
Yes.
Get up out of here with that.
This is sports.
These girls and it's sports. It's competitive.
That's right.
It's what happens. The same way you can catch a bow when you down low playing men. The same way these women catching bows.
Exactly.
When Caitlin got the tech, look, she threw the ball out. You dig what I'm saying? It wasn't. The media just tried to turn this into. I saw a meme on this, and we can move on after this. But it really frustrated me. They said it's sad this game made segregation happen in America again. You know what I'm saying? Because it was on such a national stage. Now you got 10 million viewers. It's 10 million viewers, which I'm sure there was some black folks like beat these white girls, and there was some white folks saying beat these black girls. I'm sure all that was going on. But on court, them girls was competing, and they have no issue with one another because they understand on the court, we gonna talk noise. When we done, it's over. We keep it pushing. But leave it on the I'm gonna have to say no, Cap Connie. But it's
when they did the line where they shake hands, did any of them fight?
No.
Did them push each other? Didn't they all come hug Caitlin Clark? Didn't they all show respect?
Respect.
You know what I mean? It's basketball, man. Like, anyway, debate fuel, man. We're going to move on. This is our debate fuel segment where me and Rob go back and forth over particular subjects, and we give it 5 minutes. Sometimes we'll go longer. Today, we probably will go longer. Let's get it started. We ain't going to go to the other one first. All right. Who's going to be the first quarterback picked in the upcoming NFL draft? because we sweat a little bit. We gonna go to this one first, then we go back to this situation. Who's gonna be the Go ahead while you looking. Who's gonna be the first quarterback picked in the upcoming draft? All right, go ahead, bro.
If you're gonna have to go with Bryce, you know what I mean.
Okay.
Like I would say Bryce Young at Alabama. He's the number one. You got what's my dude name from Ohio State?
C.J. Stroud.
Yep. Stroud. So it'll be one of the two to come off the board first. But if you want, this is why I say Bryce Young. You can say what you want to about Bama. That is probably the most pro-ready team in college. You know what I'm saying? As far as their regimen, how they get their players ready. Yes, I get they didn't win the national championship. But as far as consistently and what they have there at their school, it's probably the most pro-ready team. And Bryce has done what he needed to do.
Ms. Reese said, my daughter said her. Okay. I got C.J. Stroud. I'm picking C.J. Stroud. I'm going to tell you why I picked C.J. Stroud.
Okay.
One of the top quarterbacks in the nation, 21-22. He was a Heisman finalist. Now, Bryce Young won it, and I do believe and I do respect that Bryce Young actually won chips. I think he's a very good quarterback. Here's my issue and hang up with Bryce Young. He is our height. He's actually shorter than us. He is 5'10". You know what I mean? In the NFL. And normally 6 foot, you can pass around. You can kind of make it with 6 foot. 5'10", Kyler Murray level, short dudes, is hard to do, especially with him not being a super athletic quarterback. He's more of a pocket passer, and he throws the ball. He's very accurate. I think my biggest hiccup with Bryce Young is his height. That's it. C.J. Stroud is 6'3". You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's also another pocket passer, and he's not as big of a winner as Bryce Young. I will say that, but I think the quarterback model is kind of tried and true with that size, in my opinion. And, and I know Connie's over here repping Anthony Richardson, but that's what I was going to say. Would you say that if he played for Mississippi State? And I have an answer for you.
No.
You wouldn't say that. It's because he's from Florida. Anthony Richardson, athletically and size-wise, is perfect. He was athletically and size-wise perfect in college. Did they win?
No.
That tells you everything you got to know. No hate on Anthony Richardson.
I ain't hating on him, but he kind of remind me of a Lamar Jackson with no accuracy. You dig what I'm saying? Like, very athletic. He can run, but
he's saying the upside. And I know he do have the upside. I get it.
He has the upside if they can work on his accuracy. He can't be throwing like that with Lamar type. Because you know what I'm saying. You have to in the NFL. You have to have accuracy, man. Otherwise, it's not going to work. As far as Bryce Young and his height, what was my the quarterback name for New Orleans Saints? He was there forever.
Drew
same height. Drew Brees, same height,
right.
and he had a career at that height.
It's possible.
So
yes, sir.
If you get him a line, ask your boy Kyler. All he needs a line so he can stop bringing.
But here's the point: who has the number one draft pick? Who has the number one pick in the NFL? The Carolina Panthers. Do they have a line? Football people, y'all let me know. That's the reason. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
didn't consider that part, right?
I didn't. Hey, look, that's different.
I'm saying if he theoretically had a line, but we talking about.
Right. Hey, he said that boy
Stephen Wonder.
So, I mean, you can't go wrong either one. So, if they go with Bryce, that's cool. If they go with Stroud, that's cool. As far as Anthony goes, Westside, honestly, that man probably come off the board day 3. And that means,
I ain't gonna go that far. Nah, he going day 1. He's just gonna be down at the bottom. He ain't going
day 2 in the morning.
No, day 3 him, dog.
Day 2 in the morning.
That boy said day 3.
It's 7 rounds, man. I
know. It's nothing negative about being round 3. I'm just saying. Nah. Listen, teams were too wild with him, man. Like, I will agree with Westside. The teams were outstandingly wild by his talent, his arm and his arm strength, and his, he can bench press this and his quickness and all that. But listen, dog, it has never really worked out taking an athlete and making him a good quarterback. It doesn't really work out. Like, people say Lamar Jackson is just an athlete. He was a good quarterback at Louisville. You feel me? He can run fast, but he could throw the ball good at Louisville. We just overlooked that because he actually can run fast. But remember Tim Tebow? The Hope, White Hope. Everybody loved Tim Tebow. Perfect. Kneeling, praying man and all that. And hey, Tim Tebow was good, but he was never a great quarterback. They couldn't make it. He went to specialists. They said, man, we changed his delivery and all that. And what happened? He started playing baseball. He's on SEC Network talking about football now. That's what he's doing.
In baseball. Like,
he debate with Stephen A. Smith, screaming A. Smith, as Rob would say. You know what I mean?
I mean, but that's the difference. You can be a great college quarterback, and it just doesn't equate to the NFL. It happens.
They're two different sports.
It happens all the time. That's why you never will see anybody do a one and done in college football. You're gonna have to pay your full. Otherwise, you get out there and get killed. You got to three or more. So okay, I give them day 2 early in the morning.
That's because you like West Side. All right, man. All right, we're going to come back to this. We calm down a little bit, but let's get to this. Are the media's opinions of Angel Reese's celebration racially charged or not? Are the media's opinion of Angel Reese's celebration racially charged or not? Mr. Davis, your thoughts?
I say it depends. On the clown, I can't never think of his name. The clown who say I don't watch men's basketball and females yes, that's racially charged then, because you don't even watch the sport to know what's going on. On other sides, other people will say, you know what, Caitlyn did it, but she only did it for 5 seconds, and my girl followed her down the court. Look, man, adrenaline is pumping, and I'm about to get a ring. She did do it excessively, if you will.
Yes,
you want to say it was excessive? Yes, it was excessive. But sometimes we extra. You dig what I'm saying? It's a culture thing. Sometimes we can just be extra for no reason. And she had every reason to be extra in that moment.
Was it racially charged? The media's opinion? Some media, yes, not all media. I'm not gonna say all. Some media stood up and defended her, and I salute. I forgot her name. The girl always on the sideline, kind of heavy-set white lady that interview a lot of the women. She stood up for them, for both of them. And so I'm not going to say not all media, but a lot of them, they made knee-jerk reactions to what happened. And I said this earlier when we was talking about this a little bit more. We was talking about this earlier. It comes down to people not understanding our culture. Me or you would never even consider ourselves ultra-hood people. But some people are hood. Some people have hood ways. But every hood person is not a criminal. They're not a thug. They're not even dumb. Some people just have hood ways. They have hood ways of how they talk, have hood ways of the way they dress. It don't mean there's nothing wrong with them because it's the environment they grew up in. But you don't have to clutch your purse just because they don't act like you and they didn't go to a school like Princeton or Dickens or Dutch or any name like that. It's a good school. You know what I'm saying? Marist or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you got a jacket with a crest on it. You know what I mean? Just because you didn't go to that school don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? So I just think people don't understand our culture. Like I said, I didn't grow up hood. But I'm not scared of every hood person. You know what I mean? I understand my culture. I understand I understand a bunch of cultures, not just black, not just white. I know some Indians. I know some Bosnian people. It's many different cultures. This world is a melting pot, but it got isolated all the way into black and white, and they made it all about that. And like we said earlier, the two people involved were not angry at each other. Why are you? That's the question I keep asking. What is you mad for? Yeah.
For the ones who where it was racially motivated, I will say this: First Lady was a clown. You dig what I'm saying? For her to want to for her to say, "Well, those
participation award, get out of here."
They play so hard. Let's just bring both teams to the White House.
That? Who does that?
No, we're not going to do that, First Lady, because you felt like the team that looked like you deserved the WNBA All-Star trophy. No. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the WNBA need to be smacked for bringing out that little bitty skeet trophy for them women as hard as they be playing. So hopefully this year it's a bigger trophy. But what she's saying, that everybody should get WNBA All-Star trophies, and that's not cool. You know what I mean? It's never been like that. For the ones where it was racist, again, you had 10 million people watching the screen. It was gonna happen. It was going, and if Iowa would have won,
Yes. Yeah.
bro, like
It'd be
y'all
lit.
would have saw it would have been lit, and y'all would have
Yes,
saw
sir.
some stuff like, yo, we finally took back the sport. Like somebody would have said it. You got to remember, the sport was started with a freaking with a basket. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes,
Peach
sir.
basket.
Yes, sir.
And they just dribbled around for hours and hours and then put it up. So had they won, they would have made it racial that way. They lost, they made it racial that way. This is what I will say anybody who watches sports. Don't get caught up in that hype. Enjoy these games. Enjoy what the product is getting put out there and showing all these amazing athletes on both men and women's side, and not get caught up into the media foolery and people showing their true colors of how they really feel, man.
Mr. G said earlier, I forgot to put it up. He said maybe not, but they definitely throwing more gas on the fire for ratings. Yes, I can see that too. I think funny, Miss Angel Reese, she was like, "Nah, we don't want to go. We're gonna go to the Obama's house." She said, "Yeah, we'll go to Obama's house. We ain't going over there." But nah, man, this was it was a clown show, and it should have never happened like that. Now, I will say, did Angel celebrate a little bit extra? Yes. Like Rob said, she followed her around and put her in her face. But you know why? Because she just won the championship. It wasn't just a game. That's why she was pointing at a ring finger, because she basically just won a ring. You know what I mean? And yes, she called out a name, but that's basketball. You know, my homeboy, shout out to my homeboy Marcus, he was saying, listen, it was bad because she did it at the end of the game. Listen, the game was not over. The game ain't over. You talking crazy? It's part of the game. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't a big talker when I hoop, but I look at you and make you look real, make you look stupid. You know what I mean? But whatever, it's part of basketball. And like, if somebody getting you and they talking, you got to take it. And Caitlin, that's what she did. She took it. She didn't say nothing. She didn't snap back at her. She didn't do nothing. She like, they won. Because trust me, she would have been talking if they would have won. You best believe that. And it would have been celebrated. Oh, look at the passion. Look at the passion. Come on, man.
Hey, I'm gonna say this about competitiveness, so we can move on.
All right.
We used to do a Christian artist tournament, basketball tournament.
Yes, we did.
And let me
put
tell
on by our
something.
brother, Mr. S.T. Allen. Salute to him.
S.T. Allen used to put this tournament on, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna let you know, out on that court. Now the people in the stands couldn't hear it.
Oh no,
it wasn't. Them words out there wasn't holy. That's what I'm gonna let you
Definitely
know that
not.
right now. It was some words being exchanged between players. You know what I'm saying? Myself, but we ain't talking about me. And some other folks. You dig what I'm saying? Let's go, man.
All right, man. Next subject. All right. NBA Impress Depress for this week. NBA Impress Depress. Mr. Davis, let's start with the West. Who are you impressed with in the West?
The Los Angeles Lakers, man. Check this out. Last week I said this. I said that the Lakers and OKC were the two teams for the play-in, right?
Oh, V said, what's up, sis? She said, all I'm going to say, people won't want to play with me. I'm going to make your whole family cry. Hey, I ain't mad at you. That's sports. It's part of it. Go ahead, bro.
But I said the Lakers and OKC. Check this out, man. The Lakers could possibly move up to the 5th or 6th seed.
Yes.
Avoid the play-in tourney altogether.
Yes.
Golden State, who are 5th right now, their final 2 games are away, and they have not won but 9 games on the road this year. They play the Clippers tonight. So again, last week I said OKC and the Lakers, if they got their chemistry together, guess what?
Yes,
they came together, and they doing just that.
Yeah, I think I'm most impressed by, I'm going to say Sacramento Kings. You know what I mean? Now, they lost a couple of games, man, but I this is kind of a season. My season appreciation of them,
Gotcha.
You know, because they still holding on to the 3 seed, you know what I'm saying, possibly can get the 2 seed, and they showed out. So salute to Sacramento Kings, man. They still, and they're a good team. And, you know, we'll talk about this a little bit later, man, but they're a good team. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sleeping on
no
them
doubt.
folks. All right, D-Press in the West.
Mavs. Mavs.
Yeah. Me
Mavs. The sad part about the Mavericks, man, like Kyrie put up 40, Luka put up 30, put up 20 assists.
Yeah.
But that's 2 players, folks.
That's
Don't
right.
blame Kyrie for the Mavs' woes. The Mavs only have 2 players on the court, Luka and Kyrie. And 2 players can't beat you if you can't rebound. Right. You can't play no defense for real.
That's right.
The Mavs, man, they probably not going to even make it play-in tournament.
That's a shame, and I agree. Also, my depressed is the Mavs, man. Like, they shouldn't be this bad. And it's not on Kyrie, and everybody's gonna blame Kyrie. And like you said, it's not on Kyrie. This is not on Kyrie. This is not on Luka. It's actually not on either one of them. It is on the Mavs organization because them going all in trying to get Kyrie, they traded away, like Mr. G said, zero defense. They traded away all their defensive players. They traded away all their two-way players because what the Mavs used to be, they had Luka, who don't play great defense, and everybody else played decent defense, including Jalen Brunson, who went over there to the Knicks, and the Knicks are playing good as well. But they had Jalen Brunson. They could have kept Jalen Brunson, and they screwed that up. They messed that up, and then they messed up and traded away Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith, two long wing defenders and scorers. Dorian Finney-Smith, he's not great, but he can shoot a three and he can lock you up on defense. They traded him away. They traded away all their defense, and that's why they suck. All right, Eastern Conference impress, bro.
Impress. I am going with the Milwaukee Bucks, man. They've clinched the conference. I said this at the beginning of the year, and I always know what I didn't say it. I stand on it, and I said, I'm just not impressed. What? Giannis dunk. Listen, man, Milwaukee is a problem, and Holiday is having the most improved player type season.
Yes, sir.
And East, y'all better watch out.
I agree with you, Mr. G. We ain't gonna come back to it, but Cuban let Nash walk. Now Brunson, Cuban is a joke. Yes, he is. He's not a very good owner, but he gets a lot of popularity contest stuff. All right, my impression.
He's a people's champ.
Yes, people's champ, and he has. Anyway, I ain't gonna say it. Anyway, I'm impressed. I'm impressed in the East by the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks have been bad for a long time. Them not getting Donovan Mitchell and getting Jalen Brunson, they tricked off into a good move. Like
they did.
They really wanted Donovan Mitchell, and everybody wanted a superstar, but they got a star. They got a better player, a better fit for that team, and a better fit for that coach. They have a good team, and they had the sneaky pickup in the trade with the Blazers to get old dude. I forgot dude's name. Got the little bitty braids. But anyways,
ski braid, man.
Yeah, ski braid. Yeah, little braid dude. But he's a Thibodeau type player. But salute to the Knicks, man. Eastern Conference depressed.
Depressed for the Chicago, bro.
They make it in.
They hold on. They iffy, and what I mean by that, if they get in and they get hot, then we can go. You dig what I'm saying? But they'll be all right. But forget all that. 76ers better hope my Miami Heat don't make that 6th spot. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't care about the deep press. 76ers, y'all better hope Miami.
Sorry, Wildress.
Yeah, y'all better hope Miami don't get that 6th spot. It's gonna be some problems if Miami play the Sixers in that first round. I'm telling you right now.
As long as Tibbs don't overplay them, they can beat the Mavs. Well, he's gonna overplay them. That's what Tibbs does. He's been doing it since the Bulls. The Cavs. He's been doing it since he was coach of the Bulls. He's gonna play the mess out of his players. But I think they built for it, and I think they have a great opportunity to beat the Cavs. A great opportunity.
Check this out. Go ahead with your deep press.
My East deep press is the Hawks, and they ain't got a whole lot to talk about it. They suck, and they shouldn't suck. And Trae Young is a fraud, in my opinion. Period. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
He ain't a winner.
When you shoot 32% from threes, V was good, man. Van was good. We got 2 V's on here tonight. Yep. The New York Knicks, man, are doing this, and Julius Randle is getting rest get ready to go into the playoffs. That says a lot, man. Like the Knicks right now if the Knicks are in the 5th seed, and from the looks of it, that's where they're gonna be at. So with them going up against the Cavs, Julius Randle coming back, would it be the Cavs they'll go up against? Yeah, it'll be 4 and 5 seed. So with them going up against the Cavs, like Mr. G said, and he's rested, Cavs gonna have to, Mobley and Allen gonna have to really step their game up to stop the Knicks, and that's where it's gonna come up. Mitchell gonna score, but Mobley and Allen, the big men for the Cavs, are really gonna have to step up in order for them to win that series.
Jalen Brunson is a superstar for that team. He is the most unheralded superstar, but they cannot stop him. Hoopers respect Jalen Brunson. He is hard to defend. He's like a big man guard. You know what I mean?
They did. Yeah.
I hate the Sixers beat my St. Louis Celtics last night.
If y'all don't know what he's talking about, it's because
'Cause
Tatum is
Right.
from St. Louis, folks.
Yep.
He knows what he's talking about. Yeah, and they only lost by 2, but Jaylen Brown, he didn't play last night. He was on the bench, and it seemed like it's trouble in paradise. Van, I don't know if you know this. We're gonna move on, but they saying that Jaylen Brown is now wanting to get up out of there because
Racial stuff.
not only racial stuff, but the 2 coaches leaving. Damon Stoudemire and what's his name? Ooh, I always mess his name up.
Udoka.
Udoka, yeah, him.
All right, last subject for tonight. Are teams disrespecting the Kings? I'm speaking of the Sacramento Kings because of lack of experience. Are teams disrespecting the Kings, the Sacramento Kings, because of lack of experience? Mr. Davis.
Yes, they have been all season long. They sleep on this squad because you got to think when they made the trade for Sabonis, when they sent Hollenberg over to Indiana and they got Sabonis back. Same old Kings, same old front office.
That's
but
right.
what the Kings realized was with Fox being there and them having them other pieces around that Sabonis is what they really needed because Sabonis is a good all-around big man.
Absolutely. Are they disrespecting the Kings because of their lack of experience? Yes, they are disrespecting them. The older teams are jockeying to get to the 6th spot so they can play the Kings. You know what I'm saying? They all trying. Everybody trying to get to the 6th spot. Golden State, the Lakers, Clippers, all of them trying to get to the 6th spot because they feel like they can get up against the Kings and they can go all the way to the next round easily. Listen, man, one of the best teams on the road in the Western Conference are the Sacramento Kings. Listen, they don't play great defense, but they win. At the end of the day, dog, it's just like it was like this for my team last year where everybody was like, well, they ain't got enough experience, then they mess around and whoop somebody. Look, if you good, you good, my guy.
Yeah. You Golden State definitely don't want it. Golden State literally like 9-30 on the road, right?
Right. Exactly.
The Sacramento Kings are 25-14 and 23-17 at home.
Yeah.
What that tells me is this team is balanced. They don't care.
That's right.
You can get it wherever they go. You dig what I'm saying? And I think they look at little losses like, well, they lost against Utah. Well, Utah was good in the beginning until the front office said, go
the Lakers almost lost to Utah last night. They had to go to overtime to beat them.
Overtime.
Without their 2 main players. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, when you look at it, the Kings are ahead of themselves.
Mr.
Honestly.
G, the Kings can't be mad. You were trash, so.
No.
You know what?
Facts.
I can't argue with that.
Facts.
You have been bad a long time. It's hard to believe. But they here now.
They here now, and they number 3, and guess what? They gonna stay number 3. They ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's 3 games left. The most games anybody has is 3, and they up 4.
Yeah.
So they are the number 3 slot.
Van said they haven't won anything, so they'll have a chance this year to earn some respect. The Kings ain't been relevant since I was in high school, and I'm in my 40s. So, yeah, me too, brother. This is true. The Nuggets are frauds, and the Kings may be frauds too.
I
don't have a whole lot of faith in the Nuggets and it's not because of Jokic. I don't have a lot of faith in the Nuggets because Murray ain't the Murray of a few years ago. He ain't
the bubble Murray.
He ain't the bubble Murray. So I don't know how far they can go. But I think they're a very balanced team, but I think they can be beat. Honestly, man, including my team, all the top seeds can be beat.
Yeah.
The scariest team to me in the West is the Phoenix Suns. And it's because of Kevin Durant. Period. You know what I'm saying? Now, they don't have a great bench neither, you know, so they won 6 in a row, but they ain't really played nobody. But I'm just saying, Kevin Durant is a problem, man. Like, I think he is one of the best players in the NBA right now. He came off of ACL. It was literally the same. This man didn't miss one step. I mean, the man didn't nothing. He was like the exact same person. Lakers in 6. Of who?
Yeah,
and the Kings?
What if they get that? Yeah, if they play the King.
Lakers good now. I ain't gonna hate the Lakers, dog. Lakers good, bro. I ain't
last week when I said OKC and the Lakers, and I said if the Lakers got chemistry, they were gonna do it. Guess what? They got the chemistry. These players got their confidence up when LeBron was out, and they kept the confidence.
Yes, sir.
The one thing LeBron did that I gotta salute him for is he went to every single game unless Bronny was playing. You dig what I'm saying? If Bronny was playing, then he was injured. He didn't show.
Right.
But as far as that, his team is confident now, and they got their trade made them better. What you saying?
Mr. G say as long as he doesn't do any layups in the warm-up line, the Suns
He'll be okay. Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. Stop wearing them for dupe shoes, man. Wear your shoe size. Like if you got bad feet, bro, get them bunions shaved. Whatever it is making you wear 2 size too big shoes.
I mean, bro, you're rich. Take care of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Care of, well, I mean, his hair looks like burnt carpet. Yeah.
That man need to get a low. He need to get that Kobe haircut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something like that. But he ain't worried about it. He just hoop. And most cats from DC ain't worried about all of that extra. They just out there trying to hoop. He a true hooper, and that's the difference. But as far as the Sacramento Kings go, shout out to the Kings. They lighten the beam. They are number 3. Yes, and if you walk in thinking it's about to be an easy win, it's gonna be like Professor Clump on Nutty Professor. I ain't no easy win. One word.
You gonna walk over. You gonna limp back. The Kings are good, man. They're a very balanced team. They got inside play. And listen, one of the most underrated players is the point guard. His name escapes me right now.
De'Aaron Fox.
Kings. De'Aaron Fox. He's one of the most underrated players in the league. He is good. Basically, he's a taller John Morant.
Yeah.
And he can shoot better. Like
and he's
just as athletic. He's just as quick. And he's taller. And he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? He's a good player, man. Like, and look, Malik Monk is having the season of his life off the bench. You know what I'm saying? I think he averages like 18 off the bench. Like, there's a very good team. And they got a couple of vets on their team, too, to help them, like Harrison Barnes. You know, Harrison Barnes is not great, but he is a vet, and he's actually won a chip before. He's one of he was the first wing for the Warriors when they got started. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, just looking at we can wrap it up. Looking at they got Keegan Murray. We forget about him. Sabonis.
Good rookie.
You got De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, like you said, Harrison Barnes, Alex Lynn. Actually, he plays some pretty good ball. Kessler Edwards. His names, it's not.
Yeah. Kevin Huerter from the Atlanta Hawks. They shouldn't have let go. Shooting the cover off the ball.
So, I mean, there you have it, man.
They used to call that boy Red Velvet.
Yeah, right.
All right, man. We have a special edition. We do have the one word of the day, and we got a good one. Here we go. This one word. No. Of the day. We haven't had one of these in a while, but the one word of the day, and if you don't know what the one word is, just keep watching our show and you know what the one word means. But the one word of the day is Mrs. Jill Biden. You is out your rabbit mind. What is wrong? And why is Jill Biden the one word of the day? She suggested and she said that why don't both of the teams that played in the Women's National Championship go and come to the White House, you know, because
they played so hard.
It's a tradition that the winner of the national championship comes to the White House. So you're bringing losers to the White House? Losers?
Yeah.
And, you know, we know the reason why.
Yeah. Yeah.
You was the one word of the day. This like one word.
Say in the streets was known, don't need to be said. Y'all know why they wanted Iowa to come.
That's right. That's right. Y'all know why y'all wanted Iowa to come. And Iowa, here's a suggestion for Iowa. Listen, you got a good player now. You got a player that everybody want to play with. Just for look's sake, recruit just a couple of brothers, please. Just a couple. Lord, can you have just a purebred Negro on your team? Because the one you had is mixed up as a milkshake. But you just not one purebred, not one. I'm talking about even in the crowd. Well, not one. I know. Not one. Like, not even in the crowd, not one purebred Negro. Not one. Jesus, can you pick you could have just 3 on the bench just to, pom-pom or something. You know what I mean? And you get them in at the end of the game so you got representation. But dog, like don't at least try to fake it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? All you got is like one mixed one that got a little bit of Negro hair. Like, what is you doing? But Jill Biden, you are the one word of the day. You do not invite the losing team to the White House. What is wrong with you? Yeah. And didn't nobody, they got press secretaries and all that. Didn't nobody grab her phone and be like, no, Miss Biden, don't do that. Don't do that. Ain't nobody gonna tell her. Like, ain't nobody gonna be like, Miss Biden, don't do that. You know, like you got the people that tweet for folks. They ain't nobody stop and like, no, don't do that. This is not a good look for your candidacy or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I tell you what, you just dropped by 5%. You just lost the vote that got your husband in that bug.
You mess your husband all the way up, dog.
One and done, buddy.
All right, man. All right, affirmative action. All right, man. Let me get out of here before we get.
Hey,
in
if
trouble,
you don't
man.
laugh, you'll be upset about it, man. You have to. Yo, have you ever thought I really enjoy what these guys are doing with this podcast? How can I help support
You
them? How
better
can I be a
enjoy it.
blessing to them? Check this out, man. Hit that like and subscribe button. Show them what I need them to do. Listen, if you've already hit the subscribe and notification bell, don't hit them again because you're going to
Please
unsubscribe and unnotify yourself. But you can hit that like button every time you see us on your screen. You
Please
can hit our
do.
Cash App up, cash sign, not the same podcast.
Yes,
Go
sir.
to the not the same podcast.com/.
Boy, speaking of tongues over there.
Right. Wrong show.
Wrong show. She did that last night.
You can go to the podcast to see the last 3 episodes. Again, this is episode 68, not
68.
69. 69 will be next week, so we'll
That's
celebrate then.
Yes. Nice episode to come next week. All right, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. We with our Music and Face show with a couple of new hot CHA songs, or it might be just music, whatever. But y'all be here, man. Y'all be in for some good talk, good conversation, and all that like we normally do, man. As we always say, we love y'all. We can't do it without y'all.
Yeah, man,
And I
for real.
am C-Micah.
I'm Robert Dean.
And we is out, man. We'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
Christ lives in us, so we gave us the strength, so we gave us the power.